My mom turned 70 last week and we threw her a surprise party at our house. About 30 people showed up, family, friends, neighbors, everyone having a great time. The decorations looked perfect and Mom was genuinely shocked when she walked into everyone yelling surprise. Then this guy walks in that none of us recognized. Tall guy, maybe mid-50s, wearing a nice suit. He had flowers and a wrapped gift, so we figured he was someone's plus one. Maybe cousin Linda brought him or he came with the neighbors from down the street. Mom seemed confused when he approached her, but she's always been polite to strangers. Even when she doesn't know someone, she'll chat with them for hours at the grocery store or church. That's just how she is. He handed her the flowers and said he'd been waiting years to finally meet her. My brother Jake and I exchanged looks because that was weird phrasing. Like, why would you wait years to meet someone at a random birthday party? Mom just smiled awkwardly and thanked him for coming. The guy stayed close to Mom all night, bringing her cake before anyone else got served, refilling her wine glass every time it got half empty, jumping into conversations she was having with her actual friends. Every time we tried to pull her away to talk to other guests, he'd appear right next to her again like some kind of shadow. I started paying closer attention to him. He knew things about Mom that seemed too specific for a stranger. He mentioned how she always wears that blue cardigan on Sundays, how she plants new roses every spring in the same corner of the yard, how she takes her coffee with exactly 2 sugars, no cream. My dad noticed it too. He kept asking Mom who this guy was, but she had no idea. None of our relatives claimed him. The neighbors didn't know him either. He was just this mystery man who somehow knew intimate details about Mom's daily life. Then during the toast, something felt really off. He stood up with his own glass without being invited to speak, started talking about how beautiful Mom looked tonight, how he'd been watching her garden every morning from his car parked across the street, how he knew her daily routine better than her own kids did. The room went dead silent. You could hear the clock ticking in the kitchen. Mom's face went white and she set down her wine glass with shaking hands. My dad stepped closer, looking confused and angry. Uncle Tom moved toward the guy like he was ready to physically remove him. That's when the guy pulled out a small velvet box from his jacket pocket. Everyone in the room tensed up because we all knew what was coming next. This was about to get really bad really fast. He got down on one knee right there in our living room in front of 30 horrified guests, told Mom he'd been planning this moment for 2 years, said he loved everything about her, from her laugh to the way she waters her roses at exactly 8:15 each morning. He knew she took her garbage out on Tuesday nights and drove to church at 9:30 sharp every Sunday. Mom started backing toward the door, but he grabbed her hand before she could get away, opened the box, revealing this massive diamond ring that probably cost more than Dad makes in 6 months, started begging her to leave Dad and start fresh with someone who truly appreciated her, someone who noticed all the little things that made her special. Dad yanked Mom away and told the guy to leave immediately. His voice was shaking with rage, but the stranger just kept talking about destiny and soulmates and how he'd been building the perfect life for them both. He had a house picked out and everything, knew exactly what kind of future they'd have together. The guy described Mom's morning routine in creepy detail, how she checks the mail at 11:30, how she waves to the mailman every single day, how she sometimes leaves him cold water bottles during summer heat waves because she's thoughtful like that. My brother called the cops while I tried to get between Mom and this lunatic. The guy finally left when he heard sirens approaching, but not before sliding his business card into Mom's purse and whispering that he'd wait for her to come to her senses. When we looked at the card, we realized he'd been our mailman for 3 years. Mom hasn't checked the mail since.